You know, pretty soon it's going to be the celebration of Purim for all the Jewish people. Of course, Purim is the story of how Queen Esther and her uncle Mordecai saved the Jewish people from Haman's wicked plot to destroy them. You know, the book of Esther is a little interesting because a lot of people question, should this be in the Bible? After all, the name of God is not once found in the book of Esther, but I think the Lord did this on purpose, because when you read the book of Esther, you read that God is there, even though his name is not mentioned. He is at work behind the scenes. And you know, I'd say for most of us, most of the time, that's how God is at work in our lives. He's working behind the scenes. It's not necessarily the big miracle and the thundering voice from the top of the mountain, but it's the subtle little whispers. It just so happens that continue on in our life as somehow miraculously God moves all these connections, all these circumstances, all these people and places in our lives to lead us into his will. That's kind of how we walk by faith, trusting that he is always there even when we don't see him, even though we don't hear the voice calling to us from the top of the mountain. But one of the key, perhaps the key passage in the book of Esther is when her uncle confronts her with her duty as a Jewish person to go before the king on behalf of the nation. And I'd like to read it. I think you guys are probably very familiar with this, but this is what Mordecai says to Esther. This is chapter 4, verse 13 and 14. Then Mordecai said, "Do not imagine that you in the king's palace can escape any more than all the Jews. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, and you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not attained royalty for such a time as this." I think all of us can relate a little bit to this. The who knows? Maybe you are the one God is calling to do something, and you're the only person in the world who can do it. And perhaps you're the one that God is calling, and he has put you in that place, in that circumstance, and equipped you for that special time, such a time as this. So I want to encourage you as you're walking out this discipleship journey, wherever you are, God is at work in your life. He is arranging the circumstances, the connections, the relationships to bring you into a place where he's calling you to do what he has put in your heart, and he has arranged and gifted, and all the experiences you've gone through for such a time as this. Mordecai says, who knows? I'm saying, I'm pretty sure I know that you've been called for such a time as this. God bless you. We love you, and keep pressing in to know the Lord. Amen.
Practical biblical education and training for Christians around the world, serving the people and land of Israel with unconditional love and an uncompromising faith. Please make your donation today. Your monthly gift is a commitment with us in blessing Israel, blessing God. The Aliyah Return Center.